know what the weather's like out there where you're at, but out here it's pretty nasty. We actually got to go to town. I got my phone taped to the windshield so we could do this live video. And you know, the world is getting it's insane. I just saw a video, or actually it was a shorts, okay? Because see, that's where it's all at now. It's on social media, you know, YouTube, TikTok. For everybody out there that doesn't know, TikTok just got bought out by an American billionaire, and then the billionaire actually gave TikTok to his billionaire son for a birthday present. So ain't that nice? Ain't that nice? But what we're going to talk about is a situation that is telling us the world is coming to an end. Now, you can sit there and laugh about it, and you can say to yourself that it's all hocus pocus, but Elon Musk, I don't know if anybody out there has listened to this guy talk and actually paid attention to what he has to say. Personally, I don't like the guy, okay? I don't like him. I don't give a shit about him, and that's my opinion. I think that all these filthy rich people are in cahoots with Satan. I think that they're evil and vile and destructive. And all you and me are is a gear on the wheel to keep that in motion, to make them rich and filthier rich, and to control our country, our world. I'm in the middle of finishing up a job. I'm not going to mention what job this is, in my shop. And I've realized that by finishing up this job and going through the stress and the virtuality of actually just painting a car, that's all this is. You know, that's supposed to be an enjoyable thing when you restore a car. It's supposed to be fun and exciting, and you know, I want to go to the car shows, I want to get everything done, and most people are like that. But I have found out probably in the past 7 to 9 years that the world is not the same anymore, and being in a small business like mine is not the same. It's getting to the point where I think I'm going to have to start doing a background check on any and all people that want me to restore their vehicles. Now, does that sound stupid to you? That I should have to charge a person for a background check before I work on their car? Because you can get on YouTube and you can watch me, and I mean, there's my background check. You don't need one with me. I don't know. I'm kind of speechless on it, and I believe that, you know, it's just come to an end. Let's get back to Elon Musk. Elon Musk claims that in the near future, he didn't say future way up, he said in the near future, robots are going to take over any and all manual labor industries, because they can work more efficient, they can work for free, they're more accurate, they don't have cell phones in their hands watching videos like this one while they're working, they don't have to go to the bathroom and take a second and third break on their job sitting on the toilet watching Facebook and pretending they're taking a crap when they're really not. There's a guy, his name is Jeff Woods, that used to work for a hot rod shop, and the hot rod shop insisted that if you go to the bathroom, you are to time out, and then when you're done in the bathroom, you time back in. Because I guess they had an issue with people going in the bathroom and sitting in there 30 or 40 minutes playing on their phones while they're sitting on the toilet. But that's the kind of world we live in now, see? Nobody really wants to work. Everybody wants to be a YouTube creator and a, what's the name of that person out there? You know the person I'm talking about. But Elon Musk is now promoting the fact that robots will be taking over the world. And they're going to design a universal payroll. That means worldwide payroll. You're not going to have any money anymore. You're not going to do anything. You won't even have a bank account. It'll just be a worldwide bank account, one world order bank account. And you will be issued credits to keep you alive and to survive on. Now, there's a lot of action going on all over the world. We're not talking just in America, all over the world. And the chaos is getting so out of hand and so destructive. People are saying that there should be a World War III. Well, do they really want a World War III? Are they going to have a World War III? Because if they have a World War III, then it would probably be the end of the world. And the rich people don't want that. Of course not. The lavishing, flourishing, filthy rich people that have yachts that cost $780 million, and they have competitions of who has the most money in the bank and who gives out the best advice. We got a millionaire, we got a billionaire running our country. We got a businessman running our country, and I guarantee you behind the curtains, he's friends with all these filthy rich people. Now, I voted for Donald Trump. I'm not going to lie. I'm glad that I did. But let me ask you this. Is it all a scam? Was it already set up for this guy to be president? And our votes don't count, and I've said this before. I don't really trust anybody anymore. After this job that I'm finishing up on, I don't trust anybody. Because people can turn on you like a cockroach. People can turn on you like a rat in the closet. That's how the world has become. You can't trust anybody no more. You can't look at them straight in the eye and believe what they say. And it makes a guy like me that's in business, it makes a guy like me want to close my shop and tell everybody to basically fuck off. That's what it does. I'm coming into the beautiful city of Moab right now. And here's another example of hate. Here's another example of destruction that we never had before. Now, this is a tourist town. This is a very large, big tourist town, or it used to be. I don't know if it is anymore. I would say that it's not booming. I don't think it's a booming tourist town and that people are rushing to get here. I don't believe it's that. If you're a 4x4 driver and you own a Jeep or possibly a Razor and you want to go, four-wheeling, this might be one of the places that you would come to. But I don't think that it is anything like it used to be 10 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. When I first moved here, the streets were bumper to bumper with Jeeps and all kinds of 4x4s and bicyclists and tourists and campers and hikers and everything else. The last year, this was last summer, the tourism in Moab went down like, I think 28%, 30%. All the foreign visitors bypassed Moab and have basically said, fuck it, we're not going there. And I think this is one of the reasons why. Right here in town, they have a bunch of liberal, and I hope I'm saying it right, liberal, pieces of work. We're going to call them pieces of work. And what they do is they gather together and they will have these mass protests. Now, I'm going to ask you this. In a tourist town like I'm living in, do you think that the local newspaper and all the local government should be promoting ICE and other related type of activity, anti-ICE and all the other type of activity that is performed around the United States? What's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? Okay. So do you think that a town like Moab should be promoting that and letting that happen? Having all these lunatics running around and acting like third world warriors of whoever the hell they're trying to be? I think the reason that there is no tourism here like there used to be is because of the government and the way that they're running things. They have now taken all the bicycle trails, and we're talking regular bicycles, and they have now opened them up for e-bikes. Now, let me go ahead and explain what an e-bike is. An e-bike is only an excuse for you to ride a motorcycle without a license plate and a driver's license. That's all an e-bike is. Because an electric motor is a motor. It is not an engine. If you get on a motorcycle, that is classified as a combustible engine that takes gasoline and has valves in it. And it combusts as it moves. An electric motor is a motor. So, in reality, e-bikes are nothing but classified motorcycles that people can purchase and ride them on the streets without a driver's license and a license plate and insurance. That's all those are. And they're very overrated. They're very heavy. And they're obnoxious. So when you get out on a mountain bike trail with your bicycle like I do, and you run into these e-bikers, they want to run you over. You're going too slow. Get the fuck out of my way. Ram, 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 ram. Now, is that fair to the bicyclists that travel all the way out here from wherever the fuck they come from to go mountain biking in Moab? No. I think that the mountain bike industry of Moab, Utah is going downhill. I talked to my buddy over here that works at Spider Mountain Bikes or whatever. It's Poison Spider Bicycle Shop. And he said that the last 2 years were the worst years that they've ever had. That it was so bad that they almost closed the doors for the winter. And Spider Bikes has never done that. There's another bike shop in town, the one that I go to, and they do close their doors in the wintertime because there's no business. And business is getting bad. And bad business is not good. For who? For the government of Moab. So having people protest and be vile, violent, vicious people in a town like Moab is bad business, bitch. Bad business. A lot of these people are blinded to the situation of what they are creating and causing in our great country of America. It's like I said, I'm going to have to start doing background checks on people before I even consider taking their vehicle in for restoration. Everybody's a nice guy when you first meet them. You don't know who they are, especially like a person like me that has YouTube videos. And, here you are right here, William Kennedy leaving a comment, but I don't know you. But we talk to each other like we're friends because that's what Facebook has done. They created the word friends, and people use social media as friends. I'm finishing up on this job for the guy. I'm finishing my end of the job, okay? And I'll go ahead and let you know a little bit more about it. I did a live video the other day. I was ranting and raving and hollering and screaming and just going on and on and on, and I should have shut my mouth. But I was very upset. Now, you can say I was pissed off, but I was not pissed off. I was very, very depressed and upset. There's a difference. Some people get loud and obnoxious when they're upset. Me. Some people cry and crawl in the corners and are very silent. I don't do that, okay? I don't do that. So I've had several run-ins with a customer, and this isn't the first time, people. This is not the first time. I've had several run-ins, and I'm fed up with it because I tell everybody that brings their car to my shop, everybody, I tell them 3 or 4 things. The first thing I tell them is if we have a conflict of interest, the job's over. I'm not going to do the job. And you don't owe me any money. I don't owe you nothing. That's the very first thing I tell people. The second thing that I tell them is that if I do a collision job, and I'm going to park here because I got to go to the hardware store and I want to finish this video. I tell them, if I get a collision job in my shop, I'm going to do that collision job. I'm not going to pass a collision job up to work on your restoration car. I'm a one-man operation. That's what I do. Everybody always agrees, no problem. That's fine. Do whatever you want to do. And then I also tell them that I don't take any money up front. The reason I don't take any money up front is because if we have a conflict of interest, you didn't give me a deposit. I don't owe you no money. And if it comes down to it, more than likely, you're the one that's owing me money. So in the past 47 years of being an honest businessman and being a person that works his ass off and works on everybody's vehicle that comes into my shop like it was my own car, and I go above and beyond any and all work that the customer paid for, I think that I've only had 3 people that I've had to do this to. Now, I like to leave on good terms with the people, and usually that's what happens, because you can't keep working and you can't keep fighting the job when all you're having is conflicts. It's impossible. So you got to call an end to it sooner or later. But I've noticed, and this is with people of the collision world as well, I've noticed that people are getting ruthless and rude and inconsiderate, and they're expecting you to do more than what the insurance company wants. Since I'm a one-man operation, I make basically the same amount of profit as if you had a body shop and you were had 10 or 12 employees and overhead. I don't really have any overhead. I got my minor bills, and that's basically it. And then, of course, paint supplies, which is outrageous. So normally what I'll do is, if I can afford it and the insurance company pays enough money, I will buy the customer factory OEM parts. I will not waste my time with aftermarket or junkyard, especially junkyard parts. I refuse to use any junkyard parts whatsoever. And there ain't even any junkyard parts around or within 200 miles. So I can't even do that even if I wanted to. I've actually had customers, and this is right here in this town, that have treated me like that. They expected that. that they expected me to buy brand new parts for their car instead of aftermarket parts. They expected it. I don't know what has happened to the world, people. I just really I don't know, guys. Everybody looks at everybody else with a vicious eye. Everybody tries to get anything and everything they can. Everybody's greedy, and it's just a greedy world, okay? I'm not going to sit here and cuss. I don't want to cuss because there ain't no sense cussing. We got Sean there that says, what's up today? How's the Chevelle coming along? Okay, I have 2 Chevelles. One is a customer Chevelle that is waiting very patiently for me. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't told me to pack his shit up and send it down the road. And then I have my Chevelle, which I haven't worked on in 2 or 3 months. Now, I'm going to go ahead and explain this to everybody. If you see me post a video, which I'm getting ready to post a cooking video. For some reason, people out there like my cooking videos. But if you see me post that video, that I actually filmed that last spring. Just because I post a video doesn't mean that I did it yesterday. I haven't worked on my Chevelle in close to 2.5 months because of circumstances that are going on in my place of business right now. I haven't gone bicycle riding. I haven't gone hiking. Me and Minnie haven't left anywhere. The only place that I have went is to the Grand Junction to the paint store and back home. That's it. And I shouldn't have to live like that. I shouldn't have to live in an atmosphere where I am caged in like an animal. And I am ordered around to do stuff and not do stuff that I want to do. Or should I say, not do the stuff I want to do and do the stuff that they want me to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, and you better listen real fucking close. Elon Musk has already closed. He's already completely closed down his car factory in California. That car factory employs close to 30,000 people. It's one of the largest car factories in the world. He has closed it down permanently so he can build robots. He's already got over 80,000 deposits or whatever for a fucking Tesla robot. I made a video about AI. Nobody really watched it. Nobody gave a shit. The views on that video are very low because most people don't give a crap about robots and AI and what the rich people are doing to you and me. I am 64 years old. I'm 64. And I'm going to tell you right now, what the world is doing to me is not going to affect me. Okay? The only thing that's going to affect me is people that come to my shop that have been blindsided by being honest and nice human beings and come into my shop and we don't get along. Because I'm going to tell you this, and I've told this many, many times, and I have proof of verification right here on YouTube. I'm a nice fucking guy. I will fucking do anything and everything it takes to please anybody that crosses my path. And I don't give a shit if I work on your car, if I see you walking down the fucking sidewalk, whatever the fuck it is. If my heart feels that you need my help, I'm going to fucking help you. I'm not going to sit here and give you examples. I don't need to give you references, and I don't need to give you background checks. Because God is in my heart, and He is the one putting His hand out to help you when I do what I do in the world. I could have been a fucking millionaire. I could have been a rich son of a bitch, and I passed it up. I had 3 offers in Dallas, Texas from 3 millionaires. One of them was a billionaire. That they would open a shop up for me, build a tilt wall building shop, put me in business for Mercedes and Porsche dealership collision work, and I wouldn't have, all I had to do is pay them back. That's it. They didn't want to be partners. They didn't want to be nothing because they believed in what the fuck I am. And I passed all of them up and said no. I've had customers offer to do stuff for me, and I turn it down because I believe that if you want something in life, you fucking work for what you want. You don't take handouts every time somebody offers you something. And I'm the type of person that if somebody did that for me, I would have a guilt trip the rest of my fucking life. But there's people out there that don't believe in that. So I just wanted to come on here and I don't know. I haven't done live videos. I don't know if you've noticed in probably 2 or 3 months. And that's because of the chaos going on at my shop right now. My shop is a filthy mess. My shop has never been as dirty as it is right now. I've been working from probably 5 in the morning to probably 7 or 8 at night every fucking day. The only time that I have not worked is on Saturday evenings when I go to church. But then I'll work all day Sunday. Here's a good example. I worked on a vehicle in my shop all weekend. I started at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday, worked till 9 o'clock at night. And then I worked on it from Sunday morning till 2 afternoon. Didn't take lunch breaks. And I didn't charge him for what I fucking did. I had this conversation in my last video and I asked everybody, should I charge the guy or shouldn't I? And everybody that left a comment said, yes, he should pay your money to you no matter what the deal is. If you worked for it, you should get it. But sometimes in life, and this happens to be one of them, a good conscience and a good night's sleep and a refreshing day of relaxation is worth more than any amount of fucking money. Now, I don't know if I just said that right because I'm not big on fucking words, but I think you got the answer there, okay? I think you got the answer. I'm actually coming to town right now, and this is another thing, is when I got to go to the hardware store or I got to buy little stuff and I got to close my shop down to do this. I don't charge people to do that. I don't charge people. It takes me almost close to an hour to come to town, get what I want, and go back. I don't fucking charge them for that. I don't do it. If I have the nuts and bolts at my shop, because I got a big bolt bin of nuts and bolts, and I need nuts and bolts, I don't even think about charging people for that shit. But then on the other hand, I'll come to town and buy nut and bolt, and I'll buy a fucking 9/16 or a 3/8 coarse thread bolt, 1-inch bolt, and I'll pay 89 cents for it. This might sound stupid, and a lot of people ain't gonna give a crap, but I'm actually writing a book about my life. And to be honest with you, I've actually had several people read it. And I wouldn't say every single one of them, but most of them said that it's a very good book. Okay? And look, our bike shop is closed today. I had to actually take my wheel over there, but since it's 40 degrees out, why should they fucking be open? But anyway, as I'm writing this book, I'm thinking to myself what the fucking world used to be like back then and what it is like now. And that's one of the reasons I had to come on here. I didn't grow up in a good environment when I was a kid. I can tell you that now. But I would give everything I got. I would give everything I got, and whatever I did get, and I'd even give the clothes off my back to go back to those fucking days and stay there. No matter how bad my dad beat my ass, or how bad my mom mentally abused us, or how bad it was for me to go to Brockhurst Boys Ranch and all the other shit, I would fucking go back there and stay there versus staying in the world we're living in today. This is a piece of shit fucking operation we got going on, and nobody wants to do anything about it. Everybody wants to sit on their fucking ass and do shit. If there was something I can do to change the fucking world, believe me, I would fucking do it, bitch. I'm at the hardware store. I got to get what I got and get back to work. I got to paint a fucking Corvette top today and another fucking Corvette piece so I can get the paint job completely done, put back together, and out of my shop. Goodbye. Have a nice fucking day. And God bless everybody. Because let me tell you, Jesus Christ is the only one that's going to be there for you. Not Elon Musk. Not Donald Trump. Only Jesus Christ.